President Biden gearing up for another trip to Michigan. This time, he'll be in town promoting his infrastructure plan, which will spend $1 trillion across many sectors, including road safety, broadband investments, and water storage. Many were surprised to learn the president chose Howell as the town to visit, given how much of Livingston County voted against him in the 2020 presidential election. So our Kim Russell headed to the largely Republican territory to find out more on why he chose this community as a pit stop.
In downtown Howell, there is a business. It's called the Heart of Michigan. And Howell, in some ways, is reflective of the heart of America. President Joe Biden is coming for a visit in an intensely politically divided community. We've covered political protests over vaccines and masks in Howell. Many loudly disapprove of President Joe Biden. Just ask Howell resident Leonard Petty.
Like Richard Petty, only poorer.
Tell me, what are your thoughts about the president visiting tomorrow?
I wish he'd just stay out of this state and leave us alone.
It's a common sentiment.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about Trump being on the campaign trail, okay? Because Kamala Harris is attacking Trump for campaigning, okay? And it just so happens that Trump is campaigning in a town that the Harris campaign is calling the KKK capital of Michigan, okay? This is one of the many probably falsehoods and exaggerations coming from the Kamala Harris campaign to try to make it seem as if Trump is trying to appeal to white supremacists. So let's read this. The Harris campaign attacked former President Trump for campaigning Tuesday in Howell, Michigan, a city with historic ties to the KKK, and that was the setting of a white supremacist demonstration last month where attendees expressed support for the former president. The Harris campaign's Michigan communications director, Alyssa Bradley, criticized the former president for, quote, choosing to rally in a town that was historically known as the KKK capital of Michigan. Now, what Trump is actually really there for is law enforcement, to support law enforcement, to talk about crime, to support police. Okay, this is what he was actually there for. Quote, this Tuesday event on crime and safety isn't a dog whistle from Trump. It's a bullhorn, Bradley said in a statement Monday. Quote, this visit underscores the core choice in this election between a prosecutor and a criminal, someone who has spent her life making communities safer, and someone who encourages violence, and someone who will build a future where all Michiganders can get ahead, and someone who wants to take us back to the days of the KKK, Bradley later added. Yeah, so again, what I find to be fascinating about this is that this is the same town that Biden visited just a couple years ago, and when Trump was confronted on visiting the KKK town, right? Kamala Harris saying that this town is a town for the KKK. Trump gave the perfect answer in response to a reporter confronting him on these comments. Take a look.
Thank you, everybody, very much.
Thank you for coming. Kamala Harris campaign is backing you from being in his town because they say there are white supremacists here a month ago. They're Democrats.
Who was here in 2021? Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, so that's all he had to do, right? That's all Trump had to do to shut down that reporter asking such a silly and stupid question. I think the question, honestly, is offensive, okay? Because if you're a reporter, right, I don't understand why you would even ask this question because, again, one, you're trying to imply that the people in the town, again, somehow, some way associated with white supremacy, a vast majority of whom are probably not, okay? I'm pretty sure in every town in America, you have some white supremacist, okay, that are, running around or whatever. I think they're few and far between, but I'm sure there are one or two people in every town in America that may, be for white supremacy. Just like there are probably black supremacists and other forms of supremacy in every town in this country as well, too, okay? I mean, I'm pretty sure you have some of this stuff almost everywhere in this country, okay? But again, the funny part about it is that Biden can visit a town like this and nobody says that, oh, well, Biden is trying to dog whistle to white supremacists, even though Biden gave a eulogy to a guy that was in the KKK, okay? One of his mentors was in the KKK. Again, it's funny how that works, right? Nobody talks about Joe Biden and his connections to the KKK when he visits a so-called KKK town. right? It's just funny how that works. So again, Trump shut down that reporter the way that he should have, okay, by simply stating facts about the hypocrisy of the statement from Kamala Harris. But again, this is a part of the media and the Democrats' attempt to smear Trump in ways that, quite honestly, it's just getting old, man, right? It really is. This whole white supremacy thing is extremely played out, okay, because let's be honest, the party of bigotry and hate is the Democrat Party. And this is why they project so much, even when confronted about their own bigotry and hate, which is what happened during this CNN interview between Josh Shapiro, who's a Democrat, who wasn't chosen as Kamala Harris's VP, allegedly because of bigotry and hate within the Democrat Party. What he does is that he deflects and he makes false statements about Trump to not talk about the bigotry and hate within the Democrat Party.
Seems that anti-Semitism is what played a role in you not ultimately being selected as the vice president. What's your response to that?
Donald Trump has absolutely no credibility to speak on that issue. He is a person who's acted bigoted. He is a person who spreads hate. And he is a person who routinely divides people in this country. Listen, when folks marched in Charlottesville and quite literally said with tiki torches in their hand, Jews will not replace us, what did Donald Trump say? He said there are good people on both sides. There were not good people on both sides. I want to be crystal clear about something. Anti-Semitism played absolutely no role in the dialogue I had with the vice president. It is true that there is anti-Semitism in our country. It is true that there is some anti-Semitism within our party. But we need to stand up and speak out against hate in all forms, anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, racism. Any form of hatred and bigotry has no place. And what I want to see from leaders is what Kamala Harris is doing and what I try and do every day, speaking and acting with moral clarity, something that Donald Trump is bankrupt on. He has no moral clarity, and he has absolutely no business opining on this issue, given his track record.
Governor Josh Shapiro, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Caitlin.
Yeah, so there's so many problems with that interview, right? Let's start with Josh Shapiro in his very, very, very selective word choice of, well, let's be clear. There was no anti-Semitism that played a role in my conversations with Kamala Harris, right? Again, notice how he said it didn't play a role in the conversations. He didn't say it didn't play a role in the selection process. He just said that it didn't come up in conversation. Those are two different things, Josh. Again, this is slimy politician. Let me try to wordsmith my way through the truth, okay? Which is that, yes, you were not chosen, even though clearly you would have been the guy that gives Kamala Harris the best chance of winning. You weren't chosen because the far left may revolt against the Democrats due to the fact that you are a Jew, right? And instead of just acknowledging that, no, he deflects to, well, Trump is a bigot, Trump's a racist, and then his evidence for that is pushing a hoax, the Charlottesville hoax that has been debunked, even by liberal media fact checkers, okay? Debunked. And what did CNN host Caitlin Collins do, who calls herself a so-called journalist? Well, she didn't do what she would have did if a Republican would have made a false claim that has been debunked over and over and over again by pushing back and actually using some journalism and fact-checking, right? And saying, no, that's not right. That's not true. No, she didn't do that. She just nodded her head. Yeah, I'm just going to allow you to lie with no pushback. Again, this is why the mainstream liberal media makes me sick. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Democrats are just allowed to repeat lie after lie after lie, falsehood after falsehood after falsehood, and the media doesn't say anything about it. But yeah, all they want to talk about is fact-checking Trump and how many lies that he tells, right? They spend all day fact-checking Trump, but they won't fact-check Democrats on anything. And even when they do fact-check Democrats, they do half-ass fact-checks. Like, for example, during Joe Biden's coup surrender speech, he brought up the debunked lie about Charlottesville, the whole both sides thing, just like Josh Shapiro. And CNN did a fact check, and it was a half-ass fact check that did not include Joe Biden falsely claiming that, Trump said that white supremacists and neo-Nazis were very fine people, which he never said that.
I ran for president in 2020 because of what I saw in Charlottesville in August of 2017. Extremists coming out of the woods, carrying torches, their veins bulging from their necks, carrying Nazi swastikas, and chanting the same exact anti-Semitic bile that was heard in Germany in the early 30s. Neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and the Ku Klux Klan, so emboldened by a president then in the White House, when the president was asked what he thought had happened, Donald Trump said, and I quote, "There are very fine people on both sides. My God." That's what he said. That is what he said and what he meant. That's when I realized, had to listen to the admonition of my dead son, I could not stay in the sidelines. So I ran.
So you got Joe Biden claiming that he ran for president based off a lie, okay? Based off a lie. But CNN didn't bother to fact check that part of the speech.
Let's bring in CNN senior reporter Daniel Dale for a fact check of tonight's speeches. Daniel, I guess let's start with the president. What did you make of it?
There were certainly some false or misleading claims there, especially on the subject of the economy. I want you to listen to something he said on the subject of U.S. imports and exports.
We used to import products and export jobs. Now we export American products and create American jobs. Right here in America, where jobs belong.
This claim is misleading, Jake. U.S. exports of goods have increased under President Biden. So far, so good with that claim. But contrary to the other part of that claim, we are still importing a whole lot of stuff, too. What he didn't mention is that U.S. imports have increased during his presidency. Increased, not decreased. In fact, increased by more than exports have increased. So, therefore, the trade deficit in goods has increased under President Biden, not declined, as this claim suggested. It was over $1 trillion in each of his first 3 years in office. It had never hit that level before. I also want to play something else he said on the subject of the economy and the budget. This is something he said about billionaires and tax rates.
We have 1,000 billionaires in America. You know what their average tax rate they pay? 8.2%.
I've called this misleading before. It's still misleading. An expert at the Nonpartisan Tax Policy Center has told me this number is, quote, way too low. Now, he said the average federal tax rate for billionaires is 8.2%. What he doesn't explain is that that number is not an actual tax rate. What it is an alternative calculation from economists in his own administration that factors in unrealized capital gains that are not actually treated as taxable income under current law. Now, there's nothing wrong with using an alternative figure when you explain it, as the White House does, but Biden himself uses it like it's a tax rate under current law. It's not. So what tax rate do billionaires actually pay? A precise figure is not publicly known at the moment, but a study from two well-known economists estimated that the top 400 households paid an average effective tax rate of 23% in 2018, much higher than the president's number.
Yeah, so what you have here is a lackadaisical attempt from CNN to fact check Joe Biden, but yet they decide not to fact check Joe Biden on what he claims is the reason that he ran for president in the first place, which is based off a lie, right? Again, it's just amazing how that works. It's absolutely insane to think about, because you have networks like MSNBC who claim that, hey, well, we can't air Trump's speeches because Trump's speeches are dangerous. He just lies so much. So we're not going to air them, okay? But yet they're airing Joe Biden and the Democrats and all their lies constantly. And they're not doing the fact checking that they would do if a Republican lied the way that Joe Biden lies, okay? But hey, at the very least, you do have some people in the mainstream liberal media that are conservative, that are Republican, that are fed up with the lies, okay? And they're basically calling out Joe Biden and the Democrat, and also some of these networks too, for, again, you just allow these lies to happen. You don't say anything about it, but again, it's just a bunch of falsehoods and nonsense, things that, again, Republicans just aren't allowed to get away with.
One of the things that we are not talking a lot about, they had Mallory McMorrow, that state legislator who kind of became a social media star, come out with a giant book that said Project 2025 on it, and they're going to make that a theme every day of this convention. So there's a positive message of freedom, but they're also really trying to hang that giant book, Project 2025, around Donald Trump's neck. And they have a captive audience for it.
Yeah, and an audience willing to buy a bunch of lies. I mean, Donald Trump has disowned this. He has no part of it. He has his own agenda. Throughout all the speeches, there were attacks on Donald Trump that are not rooted in reality, but this convention wants to hear it. What was amazing to me about the whole night, and particularly Joe Biden's speech, is just what a fabricated reality he lives in and what a fabricated reality they want their base to live in, because the reality is this is not Trump's agenda. They come out with this massive, cartoonish, oversized prop, but the whole point is to make a
Scott,
whole
we
crowd,
had it on video
make
last
a whole crowd of people believe something that's not true.
We
so
had it on
if
video
you're into
last
that,
week.
I guess it's
we
fine.
had the hidden camera footage last week. Russ Vought, the former OMB director, talked about as being a future White House chief of staff for Donald Trump, saying on camera, well, Donald Trump is disavowing it for political reasons. I mean, he has key former Trump officials working on Project 2025.
So by your logic,
they've signed it like it's the Declaration of Independence.
I understand. So by your logic, every single thing that Kamala Harris said when she ran for president in 2019, ban fracking, defund the police, the most permissive immigration structure, she cannot be permitted to disown any of that. Do we agree?
No. I cannot. I know.
No, this is your role. Yeah, absolutely.
It's not that. It's not from 2019. It's from this year. They released Project 2025 recently as a forward-looking thing. 2019 is in the past. 2025 is the future. It's when Donald Trump wants to be president. It's what his agenda wants to be.
But
so we're not saying disassociating.
The argument actually is that these people that Donald Trump may or may not know, who he's disowned and disavowed, made a book, and he has to abide by all that. But now we're saying Kamala Harris can just get rid of everything she ever said or did or voted on.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're saying, right? Because it's D for different, a.k.a. D for Democrat, right? That's how it works, Scott. If you didn't know, that's how it works. Because Joe Biden, Democrats, they have a D by their name. It is different, right? It's different. Kamala Harris is allowed to run away from all of her positions that she took in 2019. Extreme positions, by the way. Yeah, she's allowed to run away from that. But Trump can't disavow Project 2025, which is not his. Okay, it's not his plan, right? Which I know there's a lot of people that are upset with Trump and the fact that he is disavowing Project 2025. But you guys got to understand, it's not his plan. And the mainstream liberal media has already smeared it. Okay, they ran a smear campaign against Project 2025. So him associating himself with it and trying to make that his plan, okay, or endorsing the plan in and of itself, that is really just trouble for him, because the media has already put in the minds of Americans what Project 2025 is, right? And I'm pretty sure there are a lot of things in Project 2025 that Trump is going to do himself. So he's better off sticking with a plan that is actually his plan that he has control over directly, rather than to endorse somebody else's plan that the media has already smeared. Okay, I want to clear that up, because there are a lot of things in Project 2025 that, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure Trump definitely agrees with, but he has to be against it because it's already been smeared by the media, right? And if I was Trump, I would want to stick with my own thing anyways, right? I want to have my own agenda under my own name, even if it shares some elements of Project 2025, which I don't think is a bad agenda. I think, honestly, it's a great agenda, okay? Me personally, okay, if you're a conservative, but I understand the political calculation that Trump is making, okay? You can't allow some project that's not really even yours, right? You don't have complete control over it to determine whether or not you win or lose an election, or allow somebody to tie you to something that's not really yours when you have your own plan, right? So I totally get why he's doing it. But yeah, that's exactly what Democrats want, right? They want to not face the same criticisms that Republicans face, right? They get this special kid glove treatment. Abby Phillips sitting there going on and on and on about, oh, how great it is that Democrats are going after Project 2025. But it's like, Trump has already said that's not my plan, and he's disavowed it. So again, why are you celebrating Democrats going after Trump over a plan that he says is not his, right? It doesn't make sense. It's a lie. It's a lie. And we all know that if a Republican, or if Republicans were doing the same thing at the RNC, right, if they were lying like Democrats are lying about Trump, the media would be all over it with fact checks. Oh, well, this wasn't true. That wasn't true. The RNC, Trump's speech, whoever's speech was filled with lies and falsehoods and blah, blah. This is what they be saying. But Democrats can spew lies and falsehoods all day long. And in some cases, you got the media not fact checking it and going even further. And they're basically cheering it on, right? Which is what Abby Phillip was basically doing. She was in awe Oh, look at the Democrats lying about Trump and his agenda. Is really sad and pathetic. It really is. The state of journalism in this country is non-existent. But I mean, hey, thank God for some conservatives that they do allow mainstream media like Scott Jennings. I think at some point they're probably going to stop allowing Scott. He's too based, right? He's too based to be on CNN. They might stop allowing him. But yeah, thank God for people like him that are pushing back on these platforms and just spanking these anchors and these liberal propagandists when it comes to their lies against Republicans and Trump. So, hey, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.